Hey dudes, and welcome to Bruiser's Christmas wishlist for 2014. These are the things I'll be asking Santa for. This year, at the very top of my wishlist is an Android tablet, one specifically designed for gaming. There's plenty of models out there depending down to the mid-low end JXD line. When I think about how I like to game, Android is becoming a really desirable platform, and the emulation support is insane. From the classics, the Segas and the Nintendos, all the way down to systems like the Atari 7800, Neo Geo, and the TurboGrafx. And if you go the Nvidia route, they've actually developed software that you can integrate with Steam. If you go the JXD route, they have tablets that start at $60, all the way up to their $150, $160 full-featured model. That's the one I'll be asking Santa for this Christmas. On that tangent, if you've already got an Android device, you might want to check out some of the Android controllers. They'll really help you get over those terrible touchscreen controls. Again, Nvidia and JXD both have their own offerings, but MOGA seem to have a pretty chunky slice of the market, and Mad Catz themselves have the CRTLRLR, or controller for short. So, an Android gaming tablet. Great for the retro gamer who wants to carry their whole library with them digitally, all the way from the Atari 2600 and probably earlier, up until the Sega Dreamcast. Also, great for modern gamers who want to see what the best Google Play apps are at the moment. So, yeah, probably just retro gamers then. Though, to be fair, there are a few Android-specific games on the wishlist as well. Games like Nova and Modern Combat. Both look like pretty fun, flashy FPS games. And there's even a few Android ports out there for games like Dead Space, Jet Set Radio, House of the Dead Overkill, Resident Evil 4, and Sonic 4 that I'd be keen to add to the list as well. And look, just because I'm snubbing the modern game systems that have all come out this year, doesn't mean I don't want to play new games either. Just no one's spending $500 on a system for me, so I had to be practical. But on the PlayStation 3, two standout games this year for me personally have been The Evil Within and Alien Isolation. Those are both games that have stuck with me since they've been released, and games that I'd really love to see under my Christmas tree this year. So this time of year is also a great time to ask for things that you probably don't want to spend your pocket money on. And yeah, with the new Sonic Boom games out, I'm not going to touch those necessarily, but there's a new line of Sonic action figures out as well. That's probably not something I'd spend pocket money on, but probably can't hurt asking Santa about them, because they do look kinda cool, and I'm a bit of a sucker for action figures. Same with the Kenner Aliens, or the Kenner re-released Aliens that came out this year from Funko. They look really awesome. Complete flashbacks of the original Aliens line for kids, of course, but they're still expensive themselves. But if I'm asking Santa for Alien Isolation already on the PlayStation 3, I may as well ask for this line of action figures. And hey, it's my wish list. I can ask for toys if I want. That's probably one of the best things about Christmas. And look, it's also a great time of year to take a risk on a few different imports that you might not otherwise buy with your pocket money. For me personally, the Warp series of games, so D, D2 and Enemy Zero, all very interesting games. Not always entertaining, but incredibly interesting looking. And they were really pushing the boundaries of what a game is. So I'd definitely love to check out some of those. And with the Atari Jaguar, Christmas is a great time to ask for a new Jaguar game. Because let's face it, there are a lot of duds in that library. And it's very hard to justify dropping your pocket money on a Jaguar game when you're not quite sure what to expect or even how playable it's going to be. So, I've only got a very small collection of Jaguar games. This year I'd love to add something like White Men Can't Jump, or finally get Tempest 2000, or even Ruin a Pinball. Looks kind of interesting. And of course, in the leftover culture review, we've been seeing a few more Game Boy Advance games creeping in. So Christmas might be a great time to restock a little bit. I mean, I'd love to pick up like the Earthworm Jim games for the Game Boy Advance, like Crash Bandicoot for the Game Boy Advance, Final Fantasy Tactics for the Game Boy Advance. And it may be a bit of a hidden gem, but Turok on the Game Boy Advance. It looks a lot like Metal Slug, except with dinosaurs, which is a really cool concept in of itself. So yeah, honestly, my Christmas wish list could go on for freaking hours. But for anyone else who's still struggling with a few ideas, or they feel like they want to give a little bit back to the YouTube community in general, because let's be honest, I'm a little bit biased. I spend a lot of my time there. If I'm not making videos, then I'm definitely watching videos on YouTube, and there's a lot of content creators that I'd love to support. And maybe if I can ask Santa for a DVD from like Pat the NES Punk, or Ebola World's Taco Man, or AVGN, or The Game Chasers, there's a possibility there to support shows that I really, really enjoy. So if you're hard up for ideas, or you've got a gamer that you're trying to buy games for, have a look around at the shows they like, or the shows you like, and see if you can support them in any of their other endeavors. There seems like there's a lot of content creators out there, way too many to name in this video, who are really trying to find this balance between supporting their own passions and delivering something that's entertaining and quirky and really fun. If Santa can help everyone achieve that, that would be freaking awesome. And you know, with the emergence of Patreon, guys like LJR, with his $20 bracket, you can get a signed floppy. That just seems like a really cool gift, and a little bit of YouTube memorabilia. Pushing up roses again, she's got a bracket at the $50 mark. She'll build you a GeoCities 90s styled website. Now that sounds freaking awesome, and something you can show off to all your friends and your parents. So why wouldn't you ask Santa to help you help them? So guys, that is my Christmas wish list for 2014. I really hope I've at least given you some ideas of what you could be asking Santa for, because that old guy must be pretty well connected. Anyway, I really hope you guys got your letters off to Santa by now, because it's going to be freaking hectic. Postage to the North Pole, and he doesn't have much time left. So really hope you guys have been good all year. That plays a really big part in how awesome your presents are going to be. But most importantly, stay safe, and I really hope to see you all in the new year. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching my Christmas wish list. I'm very sure that yours will be very different, so please in the comments let me know what's on your wish list. At the very least, hopefully I gave you a few different ideas, or a few things that you may not quite have thought of before. So guys, have an awesome Christmas. And this wish list was actually recorded as part of a bigger project that Super Derek is working on. So I'm going to have a link across to his Christmas extravaganza. Please go and check it out. He's got some really awesome YouTubers involved, and he's not too bad himself. So again, thanks for watching. Check out Super Derek's full Christmas extravaganza, and I'll see you guys in the new year.